back to another video on prime numbers, but this time we're going to do it the right way, where we're not going to use void methods. Not to say that void methods are totally bad, it's just that void methods, you lose information when you deal with void methods. See, the problem with this void method here, when you print the prime numbers, you generate prime numbers, you print them out, but they went onto the screen. You can't do any further analysis on those numbers that you printed out. So what we want to do is, instead of printing them out, what I'm going to do is take those numbers that I've generated, stuff them into an array, and once they're in an array, they're in memory, and you can go ahead and do whatever you want with those numbers. Certainly we're going to print them out again, but you might want to take the average of them or the standard deviation or whatever you want to do with those prime numbers you can do. But now with the void method, you lose those numbers. So at any rate, what I'm going to do is take this program that we discussed previously. What I'm going to do is copy this program and paste it. Oh, I lost the copy. Let's see, control copy, and then I'm going to do control paste, and it automatically generates a version 2 on the name of the file. And we're going to not touch the old program, and we're going to go ahead and start the new program, version 2. Okay, might as well make the prompt equal to 2. And let's go through this. I probably should have made all those other methods private, because once they're public, other classes can call that code. And I really don't want the responsibility of other classes using my code in case there's a problem with my code. Not that there would be, but you never know. So this method is only there to support the code that's in my class. So I'm going to define it as private. And so I'm going to define this as private as well. So all methods should be private unless you really do want to make it public. And what I'm going to do is, before I start butchering up this code, is I'm going to take this code and copy it, because I might want to I just want to save it. Okay, I just want to save it so that I have that code there. So here's the deal. I don't want a void method anymore. What I want to do is say, how about get prime numbers, not print prime numbers, because you're committed to printing them then. I want, if I pass it 22, I get 22 numbers generated, and I'm going to return those numbers in an array. Okay, so what gets returned is an array of integers. Okay, so this guy here really isn't necessary. Okay, because that has to deal with printing. A lot of this logic we can keep. Anything that has to do with printing, I'm going to delete. Just delete that. And get rid of this here as well. Okay, so I'm going to return an array of numbers. I better define an array. Integer primes is an array of integers, and I have to create that array, new integer, and that's going to be as big as what I passed here. So if this was 22, I want 22 numbers. I'm going to say, give me an array of 22 integers. Semicolon. So that's going to be my array. The rest of this is pretty much the same. So instead of printing, if you found a number, what I want to do is take that number that I just found as prime and stuff it into my primes array. Primes of count is equal to number, and then I increment my count, and we're done. We're done. See, this count takes on two values, two interpretations. See, right now I encountered one number. All right, so that count can be used as the number of numbers you found, as well as it's a pointer to the next available location in the array. So count is 0. So primes of 0 gets the number, increment to 1. If you encounter another number, primes of 1 gets the number, we've encountered 2. So that's good. That's very good. And so at this point, we're done. Return the primes array. Return that, tighten it up to code, and that's a nice piece of code right there. Okay, so let's see. It's telling us we're not using it, but that's all right. We're going to use it very, very soon. All right, so this guy here, okay, I'm going to fix up because I'm going to define this to be I'm going to keep it as void, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it my array of primes. Pass it the array of primes, and so this method is not going to generate any prime numbers. It's just going to take the array that you pass it and print them out. So I don't need all this stuff over here. I don't need this. Final's good. I want 10 numbers on a line in my output. Since I know how many prime numbers I have, I'm going to have a for loop. Integer I equals 0. Print out the 0th element. Go away all the way up to the end of the array, and the end of the array is designated by the length of the array, I++, and and here's what we can do here. Move that. Parentheses. We don't need it to generate anything. We see we've already generated it, so I don't need to count plus. Here, this is what I'm going to do. All right, so print out, not number, but primes of I. Primes of I. And then every 10 numbers, what we want to do is output a carriage return, but let's be careful here. First off, there's no variable count. There's a variable I. But right now, I is 0. 0 mod 10 is going to give me 0. I'm going to issue the carriage return right away after the very first number. I don't want that. Okay, so we've outputted one number. It's only after 10 numbers we want to output. So what we're going to do is add 1 to this to indicate that we've we had the 0th number is the first number that we outputted. There's a +1 to it, and that'll fix up the logic a little bit. And now that'll work in terms of trying to get the carriage return at the end of 10 numbers. Let's see, I think that's it. That's really it. I can get rid of this. I can just get rid of that. That's a nice little method right there that prints out those numbers. We'll see if it works. Now right here, the process method is pretty much okay. What I'm going to do is say, let's get some prime numbers, n prime numbers, store them into an array of primes right there. And then I'm going to take that primes array and print them out. Print prime numbers. Pass those primes to there. And it should work. It should work. Let's see. Let's fix this up a little bit here. Okay. Run it. Okay. Enter number of primes to generate. 22. Perfect. Do it again. Yep. Let's do 50. Yep, that's nice. All right, I'm bored. Don't want to run this anymore. Thank you for using. Good. So, the advanced. Now let's recap what we did here. See, this method returns all those prime numbers. Now, after I generate those prime numbers, I'm free to do whatever manipulation I want to do with those prime numbers. Okay, that's the advantage of this program as opposed to the previous version. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video. I hope you learned something from this. Take care. Bye.